The Armed Forces of the Philippines reminds the public to exercise common sense when posting on social media. AFP spokesman Brigadier General Restituto Padilla also asks for the public's full cooperation and cites the AFP's right to censure to protect national security.
Kaya kami umaapila kayo na habang maaga pa lang, i-exercise nyo po yung inyong common sense. Na pag alam nyo po na ito ay nakakasama sa karamihan at hindi po nakakatulong, huwag nyo na hong i-post. Baka minsan na lang, katukin na lang po kayo ng pulis at arestuhin kayo.
Padilla cites the following as basis for censorship to ensure the safety of lives, operational safety, and for other national security considerations. Padilla said the censorship, quote, will cover social media. Padilla repeatedly assures the public that law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear, saying the AFP today is different from the AFP of the past. Aside from the declaration of martial law, the president also suspended the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus. This means the military takes over certain local government and police functions. The suspension of the writ also means police and military cannot be compelled to produce people in detention. Martial law in Mindanao will be under Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana. AFP Chief General Eduardo Año would be its implementer. Philippine National Police Chief Director General Ronald De La Rosa, who is outside the military structure, will be working alongside Año. The Philippine government says foreigners were among the Maute and Abu Sayyaf fighting government troops in Marawi City. Solicitor General Jose Calida in a press conference says the nationalities include Malaysian, Indonesians from Singapore, and other foreign jihadists. Calida says foreign terrorists pushed President Rodrigo Duterte to declare martial law in Mindanao.
What's happening in Mindanao is no longer a rebellion of Filipino citizens in Filipino citizens. It has transmogrified into invasion by foreign terrorists who heeded the clarion call of the ISIS to go to the Philippines if they find difficulty in going to Iraq or Syria.
AFP spokesman Brigadier General Restituto Padilla confirms that of the 31 alleged Maute group members killed in clashes, 6 are foreigners. Padilla would only confirm the presence of Indonesian and Malaysian fighters among the 6. The AFP spokesman said the foreign nationals had been residing in the Philippines for a long time. He says, quote, some have been helping, teaching, aiding, and connecting local terror groups. Still, Padilla said that this does not equate to ISIS presence in the country. He says, quote, there's ISIS footprint, but that does not confirm the clear presence of ISIS itself yet. But terrorism expert Rohan Gunaratna warns the government against downplaying ISIS presence in the Philippines. He says the country is now the ISIS epicenter in Southeast Asia.
If we try to distort, and if we say that this is fake news and this is media hype and this is propaganda, and your cities fall to terrorists, your police officers are killed, your religious people are butchered, your sawmill workers are executed, then you are making a mistake. You have to now fight this group. And Philippines has just tasted IS on its soil.
Former President Fidel V. Ramos says he fears a, quote, more harmful martial law to come if President Rodrigo Duterte expands military rule to the entire Philippines. Ramos notes human rights violations are rampant even without martial law. He also said martial law can derail the country's economy.
It's more harmful now because we have the build. We have the easy loans from Russia, and then we have the promises of our rich people to support the government's program, and we have a budget of 3.3 trillion pesos. All of that is in danger of not being done at all if this thing spreads throughout the country and for a longer time.
Duterte said Wednesday he is looking into expanding martial law to the entire Philippines if the terror threats persist. Ramos says, quote, "We are all victims of martial law."
We would be much higher now in the ranking of nations, in the appreciation of other nations about the Philippines, if we did not have martial law.
Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno on Friday says the fate of the country after the declaration of martial law in Mindanao will depend on the people who will ensure the horrors of the past will not be repeated. In a speech during the graduation of Ateneo de Manila University students, Sereno says she discarded her prepared speech to talk about martial law. Sereno says if President Rodrigo Duterte, quote, "avoids the gross historical sins of the late President Ferdinand Marcos, his martial law in Mindanao, quote, can reap the benefits of the legitimate use of the provisions of martial law."
The martial law power is an immense power that can be used for good to solve defined emergencies. But all earthly powers, when abused, can result in oppression.
Cleveland basketball superstar Lebron James surpasses NBA icon Michael Jordan as the league's all-time playoff scoring leader Thursday. James broke Jordan's record in the Cavaliers' Eastern Conference Finals victory over the Celtics in Boston. James surpassed Jordan's 5,987 playoff points after a three-pointer with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. He entered the contest needing 28 points to pass Jordan and finished with a game-high 35 points for a total of 5,995. The Cavs romped to a 135-102 victory and a 4-1 series win.